Who's ready for adventure? Well, let's go!
Boys and girls around the world, get ready for a time that you don't want to miss. Jimmy's here, so show no fear. He can fight with ninjas. Everything is bliss. Jimmy Adventure Supermaster. He travels through time and he loves the color blue. Jimmy Adventure Supermaster. He parties with bears
And dolphins too!
Jimmy's here, sure to have a good time. He'll be sure to do stuff that your mom won't let you do. When Jimmy jumps to another dimension, there's bound to be trouble from the lobster-handed crew. Jimmy Adventure Supermaster. He may not be smart, but he's got a lot of heart. Jimmy Adventure Supermaster.
Buy the whole season at your local Walmart.
It's Jimmy!
Today on Jimmy Jenkenheimer's Adventure Supermaster. An in-depth and detailed analysis of Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman and a truthful response to its messages.
Hello, and welcome to the Jimmy Jenkenheimer Adventure Supermaster Show. I'm your host, Jimmy Jenkenheimer. What the hell was that? Let's welcome and introduce our guest for today's show. What's his name here? Weesham! Weesham, everybody!
All right, thanks for having me on the show, Jimmy, and I just want to say it's pronounced William.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's your name.
Yeah.
So, tell us, William, you're a big fan of the show?
I haven't really watched it that much, so
Oh.
I'm sorry, is that a problem?
No. Because today, we're gonna go into the story as we analyze Arthur Miller's 1949 novel, Death of a Salesman,
How are we gonna do that?
using this book and our minds.
Okay, I get it, so just a little bit of light reading and some analysis. I can do that. I think I have a concussion.
Nonsense. That's just your brain straining to retain all this knowledge you're getting.
Where are we?
We're in the book, William. See?
He's going to get his license taken away if he keeps that up. I'm getting nervous about him. You know, Biff?
Yeah, his eyes are going.
No, I've driven with him. He sees all right. He just doesn't keep his mind on it.
But how?
I told you we were going into the story, didn't I?
Thought that was some kind of metaphor, Jimmy.
We don't use metaphors here, William. You know who else used metaphors? Hitler. And look where that got him.
But how is this even possible?
It's a big universe, William. If you just look up into the skies long enough, and then eat these really weird berries I found in the forest this one time, anything is possible.
So, Jimmy Jenkenheimer's gone into another work of fiction. Well, this time, I have a plan for him, and he's going to meet his doom!
But this isn't... What? The producer said I didn't have to do any weird stuff.
I know, but if you knew Craig, you know he has a pretty high bar for what he considers weird. Now come on, adventure awaits!
Why can't they see us?
I'm sorry, would you like them to?
Oh, we do a house!
We're dimension jumpers! We've come from another dimension to observe your way of life and analyze it!
That's really creepy.
Hey, are you so sorry about
Shouldn't you
losing
be
that
in
war?
internment camp?
Okay!
Jesus, Jimmy!
I'm sorry, it's an old play. Here, let's just watch.
I drove into the city with him last week. He stops at a green light, and then it turned reds, and he goes.
Well, maybe he's colorblind.
Pop, Why, he's got the finest eye for color in the business. You know that.
I'm going to sleep.
You're not going sour on our dad, are you, Biff?
He's alright, I guess.
Now here, we see Biff has a more negative attitude towards his father. Now while Hap speaks in a more accepting tone. Now keep that in mind for later. Let's keep listening.
Funny, Biff, you know. Us sleeping in here again. The old bed. All the talk that went across this bed, huh? Our whole lives.
Yeah, a lot of dreams and plans.
About 500 women would like to know what happened was said in this room.
Remember that big Betsy something? What the hell was her name? Over on Bushwick Avenue?
With the collie dog?
That's the one. I got you in there, remember?
That was my first time. I think. Boy, there was a pig. You taught me everything I know about women. Don't forget that.
Now, you see, the boys also have a rather disrespectful attitude towards women. You know, calling Betsy big and a pig.
Yeah, they're also very comfortable around each other. Not many brothers would be okay with talking about such a personal subject.
Yeah. Shut up, William. This looks interesting.
I think the fact that you're not settled, that you're still kind of up in the air.
There's one or two things depressing him, Happy.
What do you mean?
Never mind, just don't lay it all on me.
See? What'd I tell you? The Biff's relationship with Willie isn't all sunset strolls on the beach, right?
Yeah.
This farm I work on, it's spring there now, see? And they've got about 15 new colts. There's nothing more inspiring or beautiful than the sight of a mare with a new colt. And it's cool there now, see? Texas is cool now, and it's spring. And whenever spring comes to where I am, I suddenly get the feeling, my God, I'm not getting anywhere. What the hell am I doing playing around with these horses? $28 a week? I'm 34 years old. I ought to be making my future. That's when I came running home. And now I get there, and I don't know what to do with myself. I've always made a point of not wasting my life, and every time I come back here, I know that's all I've done, is to waste my life.
Man, what a tough choice. Either do what makes you happy or do what makes you money.
Or you could start a TV show and do both.
Wow, Jimmy, I think we really learned something here.
I'm glad to hear it, William. And you know, the journey has only just begun. Yeah! Oh no! It's the crab-handed man!
The crab-handed what?
He's been out to get me ever since I foiled his plan to enslave the human race in our episode on the Great Gatsby.
There's crab-handed men in The Great Gatsby?
Well, not in the story that Fitzgerald wrote, but in the world that the story takes place in? Surprisingly, yes!
And now, Jimmy Jenkenheimer, prepare to meet your complete and utter doom.
I'll be right back. I've got a plan.
Wait, isn't he gonna get me, though?
Crab-handed men can only walk left and right. It's gonna take a bit of time. I'm gonna get you. Ooh, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I got a book. We gotta go now.
Wait, does that mean you're gonna hit me?
Sorry. It takes like one or two times.
Jimmy.
Jenkenheimer!
How you doing?
Where are we?
Good night, moon. Good night, computer. Good night, painting. Good night, other painting. Good night, other painting. Good night, camera crew. Good night, wall. Good night, light switch.
Huh. Good night, Moon. You know, I expected the Lomans to have a bit more of a sophisticated reading choice, but, you know.
Jimmy, isn't the crab-handed man coming to get us?
Jenkenheimer!
That's gonna take a little while. Now, I think we need to jump a little ahead of the book, though, just so he doesn't catch up.
Whoa,
And then,
no, it's starting to hurt.
no time to argue.
Where are we?
We're in hell, William.
Hell?
Just kidding. We're in the mind of Willie Loman. See?
Is it hot in here, or is it just you?
I'll be right back.
Jimmy, of all the no good stuck-up beetle, I hate you. Look at your hair. It's so stupid, Jimmy.
Yeah. I get around a lot, and I guess I haven't been here in a while. Let's just watch, okay?
Ben! Never fight fair with a stranger, son. You'll never get out of the jungle that way. An honor and a pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Have a nice trip.
And good luck with what do you do?
Selling.
Oh, yes.
Well, Ben, I don't want you to think it's Brooklyn, I know, but we hunt too.
Really now?
Yeah, there's snakes and rabbits, and well, that's why I moved here. Why Biff can fell any one of those trees right now.
Yes, sir. On the double. Hop.
Pop, I lost weight. Did you notice?
If they keep stealing from that building, the watchman will put the cops on them.
Don't let Biff.
You should have seen the lumber they brought home last week. At least a dozen 6x10s. All worth all kinds of money.
Listen, that watchman...
I gave him hell. See? But I got a couple of fearless characters here.
There's plenty of fearless characters in jail.
And in the stock exchange, my friend.
Where are the rest of your pants?
My wife bought them.
Well, now all you need is a golf club, and you can go right upstairs and go to sleep. Great athlete. Between him and his son Bernard, they can't hammer a nail.
The watchman's chasing Biff.
Shut up! He's not doing anything wrong.
Where is he? Biff, dear.
There's nothing wrong. What's the matter with you?
Nervy boy.
Oh,
Good.
nerves of iron, that Biff.
Don't know what it is. My New England man comes back and he's bleeding. They murdered him up there.
Contacts, Charlie. I got important contacts.
Glad to hear it, Willie. Come in later, we'll shoot a little casino. I'll take some of your Portland money.
Business is bad. It's murderous. But not for me, of course.
I'll stop by on my way back to Africa.
Well, can't you just stay for a couple days, Ben? You're just what I need. Because, well, I have a good position at the firm, but, you know, Dad left when I was still a baby, and I never got a chance to talk to him, and I still feel kind of temporary about myself.
I'm gonna miss my train.
Ben, the boys, can't we just talk a little bit?
William, you're doing a first-rate job with your boys. Marvelous, outstanding chaps.
Well, I'm always just worried that I'm not teaching them the right things. Ben, what do I teach them?
When I walked into the jungle, I was 17. When I walked out, I was 21. And by God, I was rich.
I don't get it, Jimmy. What's going on? It's all so confusing.
Well, you see, William, now this is all taking place in Willie's head. And when you're thinking and remembering and fantasizing, there's nothing linear about it, is it?
Well, no, I guess not.
So you see, Arthur Miller has to write it in such a non-linear and intertwining function, especially with such a character that's complex and crazy like Willie Loman. Now, he's probably having a million thoughts a minute. Some good, some bad, and some you just don't know what to think. Now, that's what we're looking at.
But why go into Willie's head in the first place?
To show us what Willie values. Now, we are getting a first-hand look at his standards to live by, and what shaped him to the man he is. It helps us empathize with him some more, and when his downfall comes along down the road, it's going to be even more pitiful.
But I don't understand. What does it all mean?
Well, now Jimmy has that built-up image of Ben in his mind. Now, he's the embodiment of everything Willie wished to have achieved. To Willie, Ben isn't just some guy who accomplished the American dream. Ben is the American dream.
So why is Ben kind of a dick?
Because Arthur Miller is trying to say that the American dream isn't something that can be attained through hard work and perseverance, like some say. If you want it, you gotta be ruthless, manipulative, and you gotta throw your moral compass out the window.
Jeez.
Now let's focus on Ben here, since he seems to be the focal point of this plot. Now why do you think he's in such a rush?
Oh, gee, I don't know. Maybe because Willie only knew Ben for such a short amount of time. He can't really get a good memory. His only memory is him just going off to Alaska, and he associates Ben with leaving.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Is it right?
Well, there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to literary analysis, William. There's only what you think is right. For instance, I always thought Arthur Miller made Ben in always such a rush because he's trying to say that the American dream is not only something that's difficult to attain, but impossible. That it will always seem like the tips of our fingers, and that sometimes it might look like we're living in it, but in reality, it'll always be just out of reach. Whenever we move one step forward, it's moving two.
Wow, Jimmy. You know, besides the threat of crab people and searing migraines, I'm actually having quite a bit of fun.
Glad to hear it, William. It's not over yet, though, William.
Where are we?
Oh, pay some respects, man. We're at a funeral.
Why don't you come with me, Happy?
I'm not licked that easily. I'm gonna stay in this city and I'm gonna beat this racket. We'll do it together, the Loman brothers.
Jeez, Willie dies in the end? Isn't that kind of a spoiler, Jimmy?
It's called Death of a Salesman, William. It's kind of implied. Just keep watching.
I know who I am, kid.
Alright, boy. I'm gonna show you and everybody else that Willie Loman did not die in vain. He had a good dream. The only dream you can have. To come out number one, man. And I'm gonna stay here. And I'm gonna win it for him.
Let's go, Mom.
I'll be with you in a minute. I want to, just for a minute. I never got a chance to say goodbye. Forgive me, dear. I can't cry. I don't know what it is, but I can't cry. I don't understand it. Why'd you ever do that? Help me, Willie. I can't cry. It seems to me that you're just on another trip. I keep expecting you, Willie, dear. I can't cry. Why did you do it? I search and search and I search and I can't understand it. Willie, I made the last payment on the house today. Today, dear, and there'll be nobody home. We're free and clear. We're free. We're free.
It's such a sad ending, though.
Well, Willie finally achieves a sense of peace and order in this scene because he realizes that Biff does love him. He's overcome when Biff cries for him, and it completely changes his perspective. You know, Willie finally achieves the attention he wanted, although Willie still tries to manipulate his reality. Willie believes he's been given another chance to achieve success now that he reconciled with Biff, and that isn't the end of things. In some ways, Biff's reaction furthered Willie's delusion.
Why did Willie have to die?
It's very symbolic that Ben is the person that convinced Willie to commit suicide. And Ben transforms suicide into a final brief opportunity that must be seized. The immediacy of the situation, fearing he'll lose this chance and fail yet again, and Willie has to take his own life. In actuality, the character Ben is only in Willie's head, which makes his death even more tragic, because it's only Willie's delusion that kills him, not his actual life.
Gosh, Jimmy. You know, this has been a real eye-opener. I'm glad you brought me along on this wild roller coaster of a ride.
Me too, William. Me too.
Jimmy!
Quick, William!
Thought you could escape me, Jimmy Jenkenheimer? Well, now you have to feel the wrath of my master plan!
You hid in a tree.
Oh, part of the plan! Now prepare to meet your doom!
Alright, crab-handed man, if you want to fight, then let's settle this. But know that Jimmy isn't alone. He has me, and Biff Loman. Where's Biff?
Well, he's not in this scene, so he's not here.
Well, then who do we have?
Well...
Bernard and Riley.
If you want to take me on, Jimmy, you're gonna get steamed! Get it like the crabs!
Go!
Little help, Bernard! I can't. I'm too busy being a nerd.
Oh, God. William! A crab-handed man. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but these words are gonna hurt like a bit.
Why must I
I think that's the last we'll see of him.
Here's your hand.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I think it's time we go home now, William.
Yeah.
Would you like to do the honors?
Really? Thanks, Jimmy. Oh, gosh. Oh, Jimmy, that was quite the adventure.
I know. Now, get out of my house.
Wait, what?
We're done. Just go. Leave.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. Well, I got like 3 other guests.
What about my hand? Is there compensation for my hand?
No, you signed a waiver. Go.
Are you serious?
Get out. God, what am I running a bread and breakfast here? God. Join us next time, folks, when we cover the great story of the topographical regions and data of Hawaii.
Boys and girls around the world, get ready for a time that you don't want to miss. Jimmy's here, so show no fear. He can fight with ninjas. Everything is bliss. Jimmy Adventure Supermaster. He travels through time and he loves the color blue. Jimmy Adventure Supermaster. He parties with bears and dolphins too. When Jimmy's here, we're sure to have a good time. He'll be sure to do stuff that your mom won't let you do. When Jimmy jumps to another dimension, there's bound to be trouble from the lobster-handed crew. Jimmy Adventure Supermaster. He may not be smart, but he's got a lot of heart. Jimmy Adventure Supermaster. Buy the whole season at your